Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jonna. This is Jonna OMG. Today I will be reviewing Netflix's Love is Blind. We are on season 5. This will be episode 8 and 9 review. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. Make sure you like this video, subscribe if you wish to see more of me, and comment down below so we can chat about all the drama this season. All in all, y'all, this season of Love is Blind has to be the messiest season yet. Like, I am just so confused. Like, somebody please tell me what's going on. Like, all the drama, it's between so many people. Izzy and Johnny and Stacy, Uche and the Miriam girl, Uche and Lydia, Uche and Milton. It's so much. I could barely keep up. Like, to my original question that I posed last review, where did production find these people? Like, what was the screening process like? I feel like they didn't ask the hard questions when they were picking their contestants, because these people on another level. So anyway, let's go ahead and get right on into it. So here we go. So we have Milton and the man with the plan, Uche. Uche is calculated, y'all. I feel like he's on a smear campaign against Lydia. Like, whoever listening to him at this point, he got something to say about Lydia. So Milton's up first. So he is telling Milton about his relationship dynamic with Lydia, what all transpired in his relationship, and then leading up to them both coming on this show and all the drama from here on out. Milton is silent though. He letting Uche say whatever he gotta say his piece. Milton ain't saying a word. But he's definitely trying to make Lydia to be this full-blown crazy stalker girl. Yeah, I mean, to me, it just gets heat off of him, especially if he did do something in his relationship with Lydia. He's getting the heat off of him and just trying to put it all on Lydia. But, I mean, I'm sure he was not perfect in that relationship with Lydia. Matter of fact, I know it. Not Lydia. So Milton leaves, and then Uche goes to join the rest of the group. Remember, all the people from the pods are meeting up together. So he goes in again about Lydia and what Lydia did to Aaliyah. Now, granted, I did say in an earlier review that I wish that Aaliyah did tell. That I wish that Lydia did tell Aaliyah about her relationship with Uche, just because I felt like if they were really trying to become friends, that would have been the common courtesy. But especially because she's now dating your ex, I just thought that was really weird that she didn't share that. But maybe she had her reasons. So but what I did like, as Uche is going in on Lydia, all of the other girls was really trying to defend Lydia. They were like, we didn't see that from our side. You know, she was very genuine in her friendship with Aaliyah. Like, they were really taking up for Lydia. So I was like, oh, that's really nice. You know, I love a girl power moment, okay? Then out of nowhere, I guess Miriam had said something to Uche, and he basically told her, like, pipe down or shut up. I'm not sure what he says, but then Miriam and Uche get into it, and I heard loser, and I heard you pathetic, and I heard all kind of stuff. So they were going in on each other, like, but to me, I don't know if it was just me, y'all, I wouldn't be surprised if that was their first argument, because it felt very natural for them to argue in that manner. And I was like, I wonder if they know each other outside of this show. I wouldn't be surprised, honey child. It just felt like they have argued before. Like, I don't know, it was too comfortable, especially Miriam. Like, she was really going in. I was like, well, maybe she just stand her ground, but it felt like they knew each other. They have some history of, or maybe they have had a disagreement before in the past. I'm not sure. That may be the case, but I don't think that this was their first argument. It just felt, I don't know, which I think. So then after the little fight with Miriam, some kind of way, Uche goes back to Milton, and he's trying his hardest to, like, create this doubt in Milton. Like, surprisingly, Milton wasn't fazed by it at all. Milton said they just have two different perceptions, and they have very two different stories on things that have transpired in their relationship. Like, somebody is lying, and Milton knows that. Like, he's a smart guy, he knows somebody lying in this situation. But he basically said, listen, that's between you and Lydia, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm on a different playing field, or whatever he said. He used some mathematician equation to describe it. It was very nerdy, like, but yeah, he like, that's between y'all. Like, if y'all decide to work it through, it cool. If y'all don't, cool. But I'm moving forward with my lady. I was like, okay, Milton. Y'all, I mean, deep breaths. When I say this is the messiest season ever, like, are we gonna find love this season? I am not sure. So the next scene, we have Izzy and Chris, and they're chopping it up about Johnny. Johnny the girl. And I really feel like Izzy and Stacy are trying to, like, sabotage Johnny in a way. Like, they're just going in on her. Like, Izzy basically saying, like, that Chris shouldn't trust her and she's a bad person. And Chris is like, no, she's not a bad person. Like, if she was a bad person, I wouldn't have chose her. Like, this is my girlfriend now. And then Stacy enters the conversation and going in on Johnny, and she don't like her. She's a bad person, horrible person, terrible person. And then Johnny comes into the conversation. Stacy went in even more. And Johnny, like, they just telling all lies. And I do feel like, I don't know, I felt like Johnny was being honest with both Chris and Izzy about her relationship with the two. But Izzy seems to have a different side of the story. So he feel like he has to protect Chris. Why? I don't know. Stacy did probe him on that later on. She was like, why are you so invested in this? Like, he's like, because it's for Chris. It's for Chris. Like, I want to protect him. She's like, why do you care? Like, he's choosing Johnny. They're moving on. Why are you still harping on it so much? But the way Stacy was going in on Johnny, I think I've missed something, y'all. Because Stacy is saying that Johnny is a horrible person. What did Johnny do to Stacy? I'm really confused. I know I'm missing something. I gotta be, but what did Johnny do to Stacy? If y'all know, please comment down below, because I'm confused on where all this resentment toward Johnny is coming from. I don't know. Y'all, Milton was doing really good supporting Lydia. He was really comforting her. She was so emotional and distraught by, you know, the situation with Uche. I thought Milton did really good. I don't know if they're gonna get married, but I think they would make really good friends if they don't make it down the aisle. Well, they'll go down the aisle if somebody says no. So back to Stacy and Izzy. So Stacy, they kind of have this disagreement about, I guess, really love. Stacy feels like, you know, Izzy says that he loves her, but his actions don't really line up with his words. She just wants him to show more of the love to her. But then Izzy, on the other hand, says that because she said that, he feels like nothing he does is good enough for Stacy. He just feels like he's not good enough. And he was really emotional about it, y'all. Like, Stacy found him in the closet crying because he just feels like he's not good enough for her. I don't know. I feel like that's some internal guilt, because he probably knows he hasn't been super honest with Stacy, especially about finance. We'll get more into it a little bit later, though. Let me take a poll real quick, because I want to know y'all thoughts. To me, just watching this episode, this is episode 8 at this point, Milton is growing on me. Now, Milton and Lydia are growing on me, but I really think they're growing on me more in a friendship than romantic partners. But Milton himself is really growing on me. Like, I really enjoy a calm, cool, collected guy. That's important for me, just because I am I'm not like Lydia, but sweet. I can be a little dramatic and over the top at the time. So, like, a calm, collected guy is like top notch. And Milton is really like that. I'm like, look at him, voice of reason. Milton, I'm here, I'm with you, buddy, and he can handle a little drama, so that's good. Go Milton. So we are 12 days away from the wedding. Now we go back to Izzy and Stacy. Remember, there are only 2 engaged couples at this point, y'all. So it's a lot of either Izzy and Stacy, Milton and Lydia. That's it. That's all we got to go with, okay? So that's why I'm jumping back and forth between the two, because they're the only two. Okay. So back to Izzy and Stacy. They have a little argument about, how to show love, I guess. So on Izzy's side of things, he's trying to, I guess, take his time to get comfortable with how to love, or learning how to love Stacy. And probably just because of all the new change, right? You just recently got engaged to a girl you've been knowing for 2 weeks. You moved in with her. Y'all, they're just trying to figure each other out. But on Stacy's side, she's like, yeah, I know we're trying to figure each other out, but we also have this wedding in 12 days. I need you to put a rush on trying to figure it out so I can see if we are actually compatible enough to get married. So I get both sides of it. I can see how the change could really be affecting Izzy. And he just needs time to be comfortable. But I can see Stacy like, listen, we don't have time. Time is not a luxury right now. Like, the wedding is in 12 days. You need to be showing me something. So it was time to meet the other sides of the family. So Stacy met Izzy's mom. Izzy's mom was a little skeptical at first. She's like, is this like for real? Like, what is going on? So Stacy had to do a little bit of convincing, which I think was good. I don't know, their reasoning is kind of weird of why they love each other. Stacy said because he's so calm and he's able to get her to open up, but like, okay, is that a reason why you love him? And then Izzy says that Izzy even told his mom, she was like, she is hard to deal with, but she's worth it. I'm like, ooh, is that a compliment? Ooh, she's hard to deal with, but it's worth it. Okay. I don't know. So then Lydia ends up meeting Milton's whole family. I think the mom, the dad, the sister, the brother-in-law, nieces and nephew, everybody was over there. It's a black family, child, so we all coming. Okay, we all want to see this girl. So listen, now they probed Lydia. The sister asked the right question though. What is a 30-year-old woman looking for in a 24-year-old? Like, what are you interested in a 24-year-old for? So she basically said like she's dated people older than her, and regardless of age, Milton is the most mature out of people that she's dated. So age ain't nothing but a number, they say. So that's why she's attracted to him. But Milton's sister was really the MVP of the show, really of the season, to be honest with you. She was asking Lydia all the right questions, but she even clocked Milton too, though. She said she feels like Milton is being phony. Like, she said she knows when Milton is happy, sad, excited, and she's not seeing any of that from Milton. So she feels like it's phony. I don't know if she feels it more on Milton's side or Lydia's, but she feels like the whole thing, I guess, is for show. So who's showing up the most? Who's acting the most? I don't know. Probably Milton. I don't know. But no, it's really Lydia. They should be friends. So Izzy then takes Stacy on this like very nice date, y'all. It was like a helicopter date, and then they had dinner in like the helicopter landing area. I don't know. But it was really nice. But the only thing I could think about is, can Izzy keep this up? Can he keep it up, y'all? I just feel like these grand gestures are what Stacy's used to. Izzy even mentioned that Stacy's used to flying on a private jet, and I'm like, Lord have mercy. So I'm like, I don't know if Izzy can keep this up, y'all. Like, ooh, because I remember Johnny saying something about, and we'll get into it later, about Izzy's money problems. So Milton and his sister have lunch, and of course the sister was probing Milton again. She like, are you ready for marriage? Like, he's like, yeah, I think so. I mean, basically Milton was saying all the right things. Like, he was real calm with his answers. Like, yeah, he ready. Things are gonna be difficult, but he ready. And the sister said she gonna be at the wedding, child, so let's see. So Stacy and Izzy were packing up, and it was like oddly quiet in the room, so I knew something had went down. So they bring up this money conversation again, and I guess basically Izzy painted a very completely different picture about things around money to Stacy, and it wasn't reality. So I feel like they were kind of vague in the conversation, but what I gathered is Izzy lied about having a credit card. He really doesn't. Then he just basically said that he just has bad credit, like he doesn't owe anything on the credit cards, he just has bad credit. But I think that was a completely different view, because Stacy had an initial money conversation with him, and he was like, yeah, you don't have nothing to worry about, we're good, but y'all really not, because you ain't got good credit. So I don't know, I feel like he probably filled her in with more lies to try to clear himself. But Johnny clocked it though. Johnny knew, I guess Izzy had told her in the past that he had some bad credit and he had some issues of money. So this is not going to be the last conversation they have around money. Something else is going to come up with Izzy and his credit issues. Now I have a theory. Hear me out. I feel like I understand now why Izzy was being so mean to Johnny. And I feel like it's because Johnny knew his truth about his money issues, and he didn't want Johnny clocking him in front of Stacy. So he's like, I'm going to pit Stacy and Johnny against each other, be mad at Johnny, get Stacy mad at Johnny even more than she already was, so Johnny doesn't have to reveal my truth. But I don't know how long he was going to think that was going to last, because, I mean, you're going to have to talk about money with your wife at some point, or soon to be wife at some point. She was going to find out, you know. But that's my theory, y'all. I feel like Izzy, because he was just real too rah-rah with Johnny. I'm like, why are you being so rah-rah and trying to take up for Chris some more? Go over there and be with Stacy. Like, goodbye. So all in all, here are my wedding predictions. I believe Izzy will say no later at the altar, because they kind of showed a clip of him like running off. I think he's going to say no. Crazy enough, I think Milton and Lydia are probably going to end up married. I don't think they should be. I think Milton will say yes just to spite his family. Lydia will say yes because she's desperate to just be married. Those are my predictions. Tell me your predictions. Who do you think is going to end up married? Who do you think is not? Those are my thoughts. What do y'all think? Anyway, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you on the next one.